Hey, it's James, Father's Rights and Resources, hashtag how I got custody. So people ask me about my experience a lot. So like more specifics about how my custody battle went. I talk about how I got full custody, I won contempt, I won in the Court of Appeals. So I'm going to give a quick synopsis in this video. And remember that in my flow page, which you can see under all my videos, on TikTok you can't see it. You have to go to my Instagram, go to my link on my Instagram, because TikTok, I don't have enough followers to create a link right away. I've been banned on TikTok 2 or 3 times because of getting knocks and bans. Like when I put my phone number in the video, that violates our policy. Or dumb, mistakes I made because I didn't know, and then mistakes I made by like being harsh about dads being simps and not fighting and all that stuff, and scaredy cats. That's too harsh, even though they got little kids booty clapping and all kinds of crazy violence and world star type of fights on TikTok. I get banned for like harmless truth. But in any case, here we go. So I was a warehouse worker, flunked out of college. And so on my flow page, you can see my winning orders. When I talk about this stuff, some of my actual orders you can see with my signature. It's certified documents. You can see the mother's signature, the guardian license signature, her attorney's signature. I'm usually outnumbered 3 or 4 to 1 in court proceedings. That's why every guy that's watching me, oh, it's scary, oh, it's too much, oh, I'm outnumbered, I'm alone. So what? Every warrior movie that we love is about a guy who stood his ground in the face of adversity, of being surrounded, having enemies around him and overcoming that. So be a superhero for your kid and go in there, even whether it's scary or not, whether you're nervous or not, whether it takes time out or not. Anything less than being a warrior for your kid is being a kitty cat. So, warehouse worker, flunked out of college, was dating this lady, ironically in my church. I was a virgin at the age of 27. I was a virgin kind of late compared to society's norms. And, dated this lady. We messed around, kind of compromised our morals, and then we weren't together. We were still friends and cool. And we messed around one more time, and she got pregnant one time. We messed around one time in the year 2000. So we weren't really together. Then she's butthurt and mad because I realized later she was still in love with me. He was mad that we didn't get married. Hell has no fury like a woman scorned. So, we have the kid. Around the time we have the kid, our community, our church that we went to, there was a controversy with the pastor and the church, and a lot of people left. And I didn't leave right away, so I was an enemy to her and her psychotic sisters and family. And probably the cover sheet I'm going to use on YouTube is a picture of my only picture with the baby's mom and her sister in the background. You can see a thumbs down. The only picture we ever took together, like it's late 90s, right? The only picture we ever took together, and people didn't have cell phones then. So the only picture we ever took together at a formal dinner, her hater sister, who never had a boyfriend in her life, puts a thumbs down in the middle of the picture between us because she didn't like us dating because I'm seducing her older sister or whatever. In any case, so I learned a whole bunch about women nature throughout this whole thing that I didn't believe, or I didn't really grasp until I got burned. Then I had a nice 20-year run of having decent relationships with women, and I'm still cool with a lot of women that I dated, and some of them still like to reach out to my daughter because I love her to death. Anyway, so because of this controversy in our church, then there's another reason for strife. And then we had a plan where I was going to work at night. I took a night job. I was going to take paternity leave for 9 months from my job. There was an automatic 3 months, and the supervisors granted extra time because my daughter might have had special needs because of something she was diagnosed with in the womb. So anyway, we're going to keep it out of daycare for a year. So that was the plan. Then there's the controversy and the fighting. And then she, after my daughter was born, for a couple weeks, she'd bring her over to my house, let me see her for a couple hours, 2 or 3 times a week for about 3 weeks. And then all of a sudden she didn't let me see her. Then we're arguing over the phone. I said, if you don't let me see her, this thing's going to get ugly. And she's like, oh, is that a threat? Is that a threat? And I said, no, that's not a threat. What are you talking about? I was basically telling her it's going to get ugly. We're going to go to court. But I didn't want to tell her I was looking into my rights and stuff. So she calls the cops because of that argument. Then they recommend, Seattle Police Department gives her legal advice and recommends an anti-harassment petition. So we go to court for anti-harassment. Then I go there and I fight it off like I tell people how to argue. And the judge continues it for a couple weeks until we go to family court. He says, hey, look, I don't know anything about family court. I'll continue this for 2 weeks. Just let him see the kid in the meantime. Third-party arrangement. We had that all set up. Then we go back to court. He's like, did you get a parenting plan? I said, no. It was hard to figure out, but I have a hearing in a couple more weeks after this. And he goes, well, did he get to see the child? And she's up there complaining, no, he didn't call my coworker. You know, I don't know what his problem is. I didn't call her coworker because her coworker is at the desk right next to her, and she's got a restraining order, so I didn't want to play with fire. So even when I didn't know what I was doing, I played it safe. Some of you idiots out there will still call your baby's mom in violation of the protection order because she says you can call her, and you're so stupid you can't read plain English, and you say, oh, well, she violated the restraining order, so I can violate it. No, you stupid jackass. It says you are restrained from her, not she's restrained from you. Stop making up stuff in your own head. That stuff drives me nuts. Like, you can't read plain English. If you have a restraining order that says, if you violate this, you will go to jail, you should read every word of it. But because we have a bunch of dumbasses who were raised by single moms that didn't teach you how to read or use some damn common sense. You know, I grew up in an alcoholic home. My dad was there, but he wasn't there. So I grew up kind of a beta male. But I have some damn common sense. And if you guys would just get some damn common sense, you'd save yourself a whole bunch of trouble. So I didn't contact the baby's mom's coworker to set up time because I wanted to play it safe. I sacrificed a couple weeks of my life with my daughter for the sake of me not going to jail. And then she's in court complaining, and it was a great argument I had. Because I was playing it safe, I turned around and said, why is she complaining that I didn't contact her coworker when she wants me out of her life? She's complaining that I'm not reaching out. Which one is it? So she looked stupid. Then at that hearing, I made her look stupid again. I'm like, wait. They're all arguing and acting like I'm trying to call her and get a hold of her because I want to see her. I care less. Well, I talked to my baby's mom again. And then the judge really realized that I wasn't the monster that she made me out to be. Anti-harassment order dropped. He said, okay, you guys got your parenting plan hearing. The order drops then you deal with family court. Went to family court. Went in front of pro tem commissioner Deborah Bianco, some psychotic witch-looking lawyer who substituted as a family law commissioner, a pro tem. She gave me 0 visitation. She said, you're doing a great job financially supporting the kid, which is all these psycho, radical, feminist, psychotic witches care about. But I can't give you any visitation until we have a guardian ad litem. The mother had said that I obviously love the kid. She just doesn't want anything to do with me. So Deborah Bianco is a psychotic evil witch. Then I scrambled and I didn't know what to do next, but I called this person, called that person, called this lawyer, called this father's rights group. I still didn't find the mentor from Dads Against Discrimination that I'd used. And I'm desperately looking for help. A lot of you guys will make one phone call and get a no, and you'll give up like a bitch. This is why I talk harshly to you guys, because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. All I knew was I needed to fight for my kid. And if you don't have that in you, then you're going to lose. So you have to defeat that inner bitch like Joe Rogan, David Goggins, and any alpha male man mentor talks about. And a lot of you get mad when I talk about that because no matter how tough and big and strong you are outside, you have an inner bitch that wants to take over and you let it get triggered. So I scrambled to and fro, high and low, and I found out I could do a revision of that commissioner's ruling within 10 days. I was like at day 8 when I found out. I scrambled and I got it done, and I got up to a judge. We went into court in front of a judge, and all of a sudden the mother appears with an attorney, and he says, hey, I need a continuance. I need more time to get ready. He had plenty of time. She got a hold of him earlier. Then that was continued. Then I went in front of a judge, and the transcript from that hearing is in my flow page if you want to read it. The judge said, I can't believe there's so much conflict between you two. You guys need to grow up and this and that. And the conflict was all the mother's fault, obviously. Then I got 5 days a week visitation. Then the mother violated it over the course of the next couple months. So I did a contempt and got her found in contempt. And then that was the last straw, and she surrendered and proposed that I have full custody, because that's how most of these cases settle. When the person who's tired of fighting gets beat down so much, they surrender. And then I was in a couple court actions after that, one in the Court of Appeals. We could talk about that.